There once was a podcast that came to see. The name of the podcast was Maelstrom, you see. Their hosts were two. The producer was one. Let's go on and start the show. Soon may the podcast will come to bring us puns and beer and fun. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our show and go. Maelstrom Radio, episode 188. It is April 1st. Maelstrom Radio. With your hosts, Gladys and Shitter. Yar, and welcome to Maelstrom Radio. I am Black Bear the Pirate. With me, my first crewmate, Shintir, one-legged.
I can't believe you used the word tonguing in the opener.
I mean,
it was good. It was very, very good. I was just not expecting it.
Yeah, no one ever expects the tonguing.
No.
It's a nice surprise, honestly. It's never expected, but wholly appreciated. Well, see you next week, everybody.
And that's the show.
Susan, I'm scared. This is just an episode of Don't Hug Me. I'm scared. So
I mean, yes. We're kind of drowning here, so
are we drowning? Is that how we're gonna start with this?
You started with the tonguing.
No, and I'll finish it that way too.
As long as you finish. Anyways, what have you been up to this week? Well, aside from the whole
is that Kirby sounds? Are those Kirby sounds? I guess those could be Kirby sounds.
Let's go with that.
I played Kirby this week.
That did suck, so.
Yeah. I like how Susan's just like, what is happening?
It's not like she didn't enable this.
No. She's currently in her office like hee. No. I played Kirby this week. It's lovely. Kirby's new game is fantastic. It's the Forgotten Lands.
It seemed like it was fantastic.
It's a lot of fun. Like there's a lot of just a lot of like, oh hey, there's like hidden quests and oh no, I know. I gotcha. There's a lot of hidden quests. There's a lot of like little fun things to do in the game, and like bonus.
You have to eat everything.
You had to eat everything, and there's like stuff you'll miss. Like, I like how they hide it in plain sight. Like you don't know until after the level. They're like, oh, you missed that. Like, I missed it. So, I'm excited. I'm excited to play through it. So, and then what did you do this week? Because there's something else we did this week, but we'll talk about you first.
I did my streams on Sunday again, so that's official. We did the fishing stream, which was relaxing, and then we did the Zelda stream later, which I learned that I forget how to do Zelda puzzles, which are a lot easier than I expect. Mm-hmm. And then I didn't really play a whole lot of other stuff until we did our Tiny Tina's Wonderland with the lovely Chili and Paul from a Google Round.
Yeah, which was in itself a lot of fun as well. So
it was. We went a lot later than I expected, and we're gonna have to figure out how to sort that out. But
yeah. So we'll figure that out. Also, we were out without internet in Casas Platis, so
yes,
we got it figured out though, and I think my internet's actually better than it was. So I have a feeling that whatever had happened happened maybe shortly after it got initially installed, and it just got progressively worse over time.
I mean, Possible.
And they replaced all my equipment, and I don't have to pay anything. That's the best part because none of it was my fault. So they replaced all the stuff on the inside, and they fixed up all the stuff on the outside. So, and now I just get fast internet again. So yeah, it's all coming up me. So you want to talk about news, or what's
We don't really have a whole lot of news. It was just one news.
So
one big news.
One big news. Word around the docks are there was a live letter, and what? Why you giggle?
It was way too early for me.
Okay, yeah, it was. I think it was early for everybody. I mean, I caught like the later half a little bit, but it was also like just listening to Japanese, and I was like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So, but.
I looked at like the brief overview of stuff, but I haven't actually seen like the details. I didn't look at any of the trailers or any of that sort of stuff that came involved.
Yeah. There was a cool trailer. You wanna watch the cool trailer?
Sure.
All right. Everybody.
Then we can discuss my favorite part of this entire thing.
Okay, cool. Let's do it. Now to show everybody the nifty Maelstrom. We haven't used it in a while, but it's the Maelstrom Radio video studio where Quinn and I react to things. So
actually, this is going to be really hard for me to react to because I get to see it in real time with everyone else.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, the link's in there. You can just plus play. Wow! Look at that.
You just have to tell me.
Yeah. So look, it's the MR View Studio where we react to things.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, this is different than before.
It is different than before.
Yeah, it used to be different.
It used to be different. It used to not look as good. Now it looks better.
Well, we used to be the side. And
it used to be the side.
Yeah,
it used to be there. Now it's above us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, if we turned around, we could probably Mystery Science Theater 3000 this whole thing. So, yeah, we'll just turn around.
Hey, the view is not quite as good this side.
You know what? That's actually a great Mystery Science Theater 3000 joke. Honestly, that's a solid MS3. That's a great Mystery Theater 2000. Honestly. Anyway, let's.
It's great because I've never seen Mystery Science Theater.
Oh my 3000. God! All right, we might have to do like a. All right, real quick, Susan, put it on a docket for a community watch of one of my favorite Mystery Science Theater 2000 episodes, please. I will acquire it and we will watch it. I think it's up free on their YouTube, so we can definitely watch that together. And I will make it happen. Thank you. All right. Well, let's get into this trailer. I'll count us in 3, 2, 1, play.
It's so much quieter these days without everyone around.
Empty.
Not that I'm pining for your return, you understand.
Did she make us bagels?
I mean, it's better than Archon loaf.
I have my sources, and I know
it's Archon
that
bagels.
every one of you is doing well.
Oh no.
Keeping busy with your endeavors.
With a smear of Archon cream cheese.
Oh. Bread is good. Yep, Cass.
It's the keys of fabulous riches. But I'll be the king of fools to simply give it away. This map may not be genuine.
Oh, great. Coffin. Oh, great treasure chest, I believe. Hey, was that like an undersea aquarium? That's great. What's going on there?
I don't know, but that has tentacles.
Yeah. That has...
It's shiny.
Yarn Man.
I like that. It's Yoshi's Adventure.
It is.
Such were the words.
This is the PvP.
Wait, Bomberman?
This is PvP, yeah.
It's Bomberman.
Which is now the new PvP.
Oh! We got the Arthur Fist.
We got Clench Fist. Check.
Stanian selling all of his gear to buy a level 90 map.
Ways to travel from the source to one of its reflections.
Let's not go back there. Oh no.
Looking for hints at least.
Okay, we knew that one was coming.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to this.
Away in some dark
Omega.
library.
Hippo.
We get hippo racing.
Sweet. Finally. Cloaked figures. Figures. The 12.
Witness the glory of the divine.
It's just Titan, but himbo.
Hippo Titan. Like it's like when Shrek got hot. What was that? Shrek 3 became a man for like half the movie.
Maybe, I don't know.
I know a lot. I had a lot of friends that were fawning over thirst trapping over man Shrek.
Yeah, see, I know more people that were just thirsting over regular Shrek.
So this is the spirit of man.
Oh, the
You
spirit
know,
of man
these all look a lot better than Sophia, who is still creepy.
Yeah, spirit of man is apparently a light fixture.
Enter my realm, if you dare.
Oh, the Warrior of Light decided to drop all of his armor.
Yeah, we're just adventurers now. Uh-oh.
Damn it, Thornton.
Ah, damn. I still get chills when I hear Thornton's music.
I don't get chills so much on that one. That was not, like, it was a good expansion, but I get chills more from, like, Heaven's Word.
Oh no, the
Dragon
music
song.
Well, yeah.
The song, Heaven Word, Dragon
Oh
song.
no, I still get chills from that. But like, there's something about like that fight that is so good. Just like it was a very good fight.
I just feel like I've done it enough that it doesn't have that effect so much.
We switch back, by the way.
Yeah.
So, it worked.
Yeah, so that was a neat trailer. I'm excited to see Dragon Boy again.
Yeah.
I liked him.
I do like Meat Puppet.
It sounds like when we were talking about back when we were talking with Sarah and Moose that they're trying to set up a lot of like bigger things. Like we heard your Stola in there, and like a lot of big stuff. So hopefully this actually comes in with a lot of the smaller like local stuff that we talked about as well,
Yeah.
rather than just a whole bunch of like really big long time arcs.
Yeah.
Or alternatively, long arcs that they actually put into short arcs that should be long arcs instead.
Yeah. It looks like they are using the Scions to do different things. Like, hey, Asinian's going to take you to this dungeon, right? And this may continue some of the story, and then
And he's in charge of maps now.
yeah, and then it looked like everyone's favorite boy Graha is kind of like taking us on maybe the adventure for the 12, which would kind of be cool. Like, you know, maybe he's doing some studies about like the gods. So
Possibly. I mean, he's got like the most experience with Ether and all of that.
yeah. So who knows though, because how they edit these never
Right.
you know, may not come to fruition. I mean, it could just be, you know, maybe just no, should give Astinian responsibility.
Yeah, cast that. I agree.
City should have responsibility, but he shouldn't be.
No.
He shouldn't have money. He needs duty. Like he needs to be known. Like, hey,
He needs duty, but he doesn't need responsibility.
But sometimes
He should not be given anything important to do.
No,
He needs busy work.
I mean, yeah.
Don't trust Astania with the important things.
Well, I mean, he came in pretty handy.
Only a few times by accident.
I mean, if anything.
But anyways, I think we should talk about my favorite part of the patch notes that I read, because, you know, I just read through all of them roughly on Twitter. And my favorite thing is that the Dark Knights are getting a change to Living Dead, so now you gotta heal with it. Just congratulations, you gotta heal.
I don't know any Dark Knight who is like, you know what, that's the problem. You know what? I really feel how to hone in on Dark Knights is like, what if we just made them heal after they did Living Dead? That's, you know, done. Start. To be fair, they did say this is not all the changes. There's going to be patch notes with all the full changes on it. Like, I know they won't do a full like I don't think they're gonna do a full rework of Dark Knight this expansion. I think they're trying to do a lot this expansion.
Wait, Dark Knight as it plays is relatively fun.
Well, yes,
it doesn't necessarily compare to the other classes, but it's like play style wise, it's good.
It's not bad. It feels very similar to like how Warrior plays, and Warrior does way more damage. So what myself and a lot of other Dark Knights want is a little more like uniqueness or like identity within Dark Knight, so it feels a little more different. I think Dark Knight needs do I think Dark Knight needs an overhaul?
Have your
yes.
Feelings.
I think it needs an overhaul. Like I really do think it needs an overhaul because there's a lot of stuff in there that's like, why do we have three? We have like 3 shields. We have Oblation, we have a Shadow Wall, we have TBA. Like we have a lot of shields, right? Why? Like we don't need that many. Like you could replace it with some other cool stuff for us, maybe some new attacks. So, and Chili's right. You don't want people to relearn the job before Ultimate, if they decide to take Dark Knight, and I don't think Dark Knight's being taken into anything.
They'll relearn it.
Yeah, and also that's true. They will relearn it. So I mean, but also they said near the end of things that they're looking at like Astrologian for future, maybe 6.2 to rework it because they think it's too complicated. And if there was something else, Summoner, I think. No, not Summoner.
The Summoner got changes to one of his abilities for directions, but that's about it.
No, there was another class they said that was too complicated that they were looking at changing for are you saying they could do better with Dark? They could do better with Dark? Yeah.
Yeah.
They could do it. Yeah. Yeah. It's unfortunate. Yeah. It's been pretty carpy playing it lately. Chili's like, Astrologian seems very simple to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember anything about Astrologian. I did see a very missing word on Machinist.
So is it
Machinist?
Was Machinist on there?
No, the ones that they had on the slide were Dark Knight, Summoner, and White Mage. White Mage got an extension to like a larger radius for some of its self-based AoE heals, and they also got an instant drop of all of their thing.
This is going to be for 6.2. Like this is like future stuff. Like it wasn't coming this patch. They were talking, but they did mention it that like hey, it's on the docket. So, what else we got? We got the new mounts. We have the hippos pulling cart. That's gonna be a new mount. That's not just for racing now. It's pod. Are hippos what you call pod racing? Are hippos a pod? Wait a minute. Do hippos like what's a group of hippos called? Is it called a pod of hippos?
No, I don't think it's a pod of hippos.
Damn, that would be too good. That would be such a great joke.
Why hip pod?
Yeah, because that's what I call pod racing. It's called a bloat.
It's called a bloat.
Bloat parade. Bloats.
Oh, apparently they can be referred to multiple things, such as a crash, a bloat, a herd, a pod, or a dam.
It works. That's what I call pod racing. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's just not great.
So it is pod racing. It is pod racing.
I would rather race with the near pods.
Also true, which is now one of our new. I wonder how you're gonna get that, and I wonder if you have to finish the near story to get that. I wonder if that's like
you have to complete it 20 times.
I don't like that.
Too bad.
T-Rex. I already have a T-Rex. There's another new T-Rex.
It's gonna be the new like epic weapon stuff is gonna be in near themed zones.
I'm okay with that, honestly. I know it's not.
There you go, Susan. You have to delete your character and restart as a new one.
All right. Well, burp. Guess what? Not happening. There's also Big Shaggles, which I love. And bird creature. Can we talk about my new favorite minion, which is Toy Car? It has like a tiny Nero driving
Nero's Pizza Delivery.
Yeah, Nero's Pizza Delivery. Yeah. Papa Nero's Pizza Delivery. the new mini version of the dungeon boss with the fabric. There's a new robot friend.
The yarn one?
Yeah, yarn
Boss.
Yarn boss. There's also a new robot friend, and also there's a it's not a seagull with blue feet, it's a booby. The blue.
Oh, it's a booby.
It's a booby.
I like seagull with blue feet's kind of weird, but that's a bird, isn't it? I just forgot the name. The blue-footed booby.
It's a blue-footed booby, so it is a booby. It's a kangaroo and the cutest dog. That dog is cute. That is a cute dog. So, there's a new exterior house, the Candy House, which. How many Hansel and Gretel's are we gonna? How many Hansel and Gretel jokes are there gonna be out there? Because I think there's gonna be a lot. Nope. You don't think?
Yeah. I just mean nope, as in like.
You don't
lure kids to your house.
You don't think there's gonna be like some green skin like elves out there, just Ellison? They're trying to like.
No, it'll be Lalafell.
No, well, no, Lalafell's are the one getting like trying to getting thrown into the cookie oven.
Well, if you're going with elves, it'll be Lalafell.
Oh, no, you have
if you're
the
going
witch.
with Hansel and Gretel.
Hansel and Gretel will be Lalafell's. Yeah. What? What is happening? Are you telling me that a Rogan wearing like Dutch clothing, which is like on a Rogan, like a midriff shirt and booty shorts?
Yep.
Going up to a house and be like, I'm mother. I'm
No. They'd be the ones in the house.
So are they the witch? Who's Hansel and Gretel?
Yes.
Where on the doll did the witch force you to eat? Where?
Yeah. Anyways, we're like halfway through, so we should probably get cracking on our main topic.
Yeah. Oh, and also, wait, we forgot the one big thing. Is that
did we?
Yeah, the patch drops April 12th. Not that anybody needed to know that, but that's it. That's all the news we have for tonight. So, want to talk about fish?
Well,
fishing. It's our main topic. That's right. You thought we were going to talk about the live letter for an hour, and you're wrong. You want to know why? Because we did that in the past, and I used to get angry at it. So now we're just look, we gave you all the updates you needed, and now we get to talk about fishing. So let's get in. So right now, I think before we get into anything, I think we should like talk a little bit about like maybe some of our favorite fishing in MMOs. So where do you want to start? Because I enjoy fishing overall at MMOs for the most part. I don't think all MMOs have great fishing. So what is your favorite like fishing? I mean, like I know you may not I don't think you enjoyed necessarily fishing in MMOs, but what is your favorite fishing MMOs? As you fish for your cat.
Yeah, I know he's being a little bit of trouble right now. I think of the MMOs that I've fished in, Final Fantasy probably has to take that top now.
Mm-hmm.
It does have a lot of
the ocean fishing.
No, it's not even the ocean fishing, just the regular fishing. Like it's very simple up front, but it has some complexity into it, and it is relatively deep. So it is really interesting how they've implemented it with a lot of the hidden stuff, with weather, with bait, with locations, with like even like event type fishing where you have to do certain things before you can catch a fish. It's a very complex system that I think is very interesting while keeping it very simple. Like you can go just button fish, button catch, button fish, button catch. So I think that's probably my favorite that I've done in MMOs overall.
So there's one I can't talk about. So
and that's your favorite?
It's up there.
I know there's ones you can't. Okay,
it's up there. It's actually pretty. It's actually pretty good. Just because it's not like.
Well, we can't talk about it. So what's your next favorite?
I know I can't talk. I can't say anything about it, which kind of sucks. My second favorite. I can't. I'm confused. Susan's confused. I'm under NDA, so I truly cannot talk about it. So, So with that being said, sorry. My second favorite, despite its woes, New World's fishing was really good. Was truly really good. It felt so realistic in the sense that like you really were like fishing, like you had to you had to get proper baits, and like just like Final Fantasy 14 there's different baits, but like the baits caught different things. There was different styles of fish, like you like the tension you felt was really good, like the depth meter was I prefer real time. It was real time fishing. So it's fairly good. The like I would say like it's almost like they're so close. Like they're so close for like being tied. And Final Fantasy, I think the ocean fishing is solid. Like it's honestly really a lot of fun. I think they've learned to gamify fishing a bit with that, and really like the simple. It's like I like Lost Ark's one button fishing.
Yeah, like Lost Ark fishing is very satisfying in that you can press one button and then press one button to reel it in. Like it's very simple, very straightforward. The one thing that I really dislike about Lost Ark is that it's based on an energy system, and you can expend all of your energy for fishing in about like 15-20 minutes.
Yeah.
So you're done. You can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I'm not a fan of the Lost Ark model for it. I think that a lot of Lost Ark gathering is very interesting, and their trade skill system is interesting. I'm just not a fan of the limited energy aspect.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And I get it. It's like it's free to play, so they have to buy a thing, pay to win. I would probably agree with you, but like I think my least favorite fishing is Lost Ark. I enjoy the simplicity, like for relaxing. Like it's very nice to be like click a button, catch a fish, reel it in, click a button, catch a fish. But it's like that's so it's like, hey, I could watch an anime, but you're watching like 15 minutes of an anime. You're like, oh, okay, I guess I'm done watching this anime. I can't do anything else now. So it's not the
You
best.
can't even finish an episode.
You can't.
Oh,
I'm just trying to finish My Hero Academia. That's all I want to do.
Fun fact: that is how I caught up to Bleach in high school. As I watched Bleach, or it was either Bleach or Naruto. Maybe both. I can't remember. I think it might have been Bleach. But I would just sit there and I would have the show up on one screen, and I would be leveling my trade skills in EverQuest 2 at the same time on the other monitor.
Chili System, basically an anime where you skip the intro and outro.
Yeah, but why would you do that when there's good music?
There's good music. I would not skip the intros. There's some outros I'd skip, but intros are pretty solid most of the time.
Yeah, more or less.
There's some outros that are solid though. There are some great outros. Oh man.
Now, we were talking mostly about like MMOs so far, but are there non-MMO fishing games that you really enjoy? Or dislike, I should say.
Dislike? Oh, all right. Well, we can go with so there is a fishing game. I guess it's considered. Well, I would say it's an online game. I won't necessarily say it's an MMO per se. It's like Russian Fishing Simulator 4. It's truly the peak pinnacle of fishing, right? It is, you really do have to like concentrate. It's true fishing. Like if you could, like, they took real fishing and just put it into a game. So you have to like worry about like, are you going out at the right time? Like, because more, fish are active way early in the morning or way at night. So if you go midday, you might not catch a lot of fish, which is true in that game. Like you have to like be weary of like a lot of things. Like, all right, am I being silent? Where am I fishing? Am I using the right bait? Like, which is a lot to think about. So it can be very overwhelming. So if it's something you want to do for relax, I would not suggest that. So that would be like my favorite outside of MMO, just because it's got like true complexity in fishing. Like it's like, oh, you're using this jigger and this thing and like this and that. And you're like, okay, worms. I got worms. I got this. I got like, so all that. Worse fishing. I don't know. Like, not. I don't know. Terraria's fishing is like it's not the best.
Terraria's fishing was fun. It's annoying that you have to fight things, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I don't know, like Fortnite's fishing is alright too. Like I like maybe there's like maybe like fishing in video games is just like pizza. Like there's not really like a bad pizza, but there's like, you know.
No, there is bad pizza.
Oh no, I've had bad. You're right. There is bad pizza.
Yeah, there is bad pizza. Yeah,
there's some
Stardew's
bad
fishing. That's one I was thinking of, Susan. I find that frustrating because for the basic, it's not too bad because you just kind of like keep your icon within the area where the fish is.
Yeah.
But when you get to some of the more complicated fish, the legendary fish and such, or the erratic fish that have erratic patterns, they go up and down like this all the time, and you have no idea where it's going to go. So it's very hard sometimes to catch those, and that I find gets frustrating. Of course, there are things that you can do to help improve that. Better rods, better lures. Bait doesn't help with that, but bobbers can. So there is stuff in there that would be to it. Yeah, Animal Crossing is really good. It's got nice chill fishing. I think my favorite fishing though is in Final Fantasy 15. That had a really fun fishing system.
You're right. That fishing system is a lot of fun. I forgot about that. I
I
forgot.
haven't done it in a long time, but it's a fun fishing system. You just kind of go out and
I forgot they made that even to like a VR fishing. I forgot they took that part and just
fishing.
They made that into VR fishing. Forgot about that. Yeah. You can catch all sorts of weird fish. Animals Crossings, Animals Crossings, Animal Crossing. The fishing in Animal Crossing was fun. Like I would steal Susan's Switch and play the fishing. Like I wouldn't do anything else. Like I couldn't do anything else in Animal Crossing and find it entertaining. But fishing, love that.
I have to say that the new spear fishing in Final Fantasy 14 is also kind of fun. They made it into this little mini game where you have to spear things.
Yeah, I do like that. I do like when you get like a bunch of fish crossing at once, and you're like, got them all. You're like, whoosh, got them.
Yeah.
So
you show the fish and then you put it into your pocket. But where else are you going to put it? Even Animal Crossing puts it into your pocket afterwards, doesn't it? It's like, here's my fish. Now it goes into my pocket.
New World in beta, you stuck it right in your pocket. It was so funny because it's like you caught this bass and you're holding up this bass and it's flopped around and then you put it in your pocket and it's just like this giant bass hanging out of your pocket. Like, look at that.
One does. You just keep your fish in your pants.
Yeah. In my bass pocket. That's where I keep my fish. That's why I wear cargo shorts. It's my grab.
That's what they're for.
It's my crab bucket pants.
Oh no. Oh no. It's one of these days you're gonna wake up and it's gonna go snip.
Nope. Game over.
Yeah.
No, crab rave. So what is there any like point where you feel like fishing could be updated in MMOs? Like I always feel like and I mean we could probably have a deeper discussion about like crafting and gathering like how those things are, you know. I feel like Final Fantasy 14 has a fairly deep system, right? Like they really put some thought into like how you do crafting and how you do gathering, and like that is an end game for people. Like that truly is an end game for people. Unlike World of Warcraft per se, where it's not really like there's not like anything to it. But I think I apologize, Quentin and I have not played Guild Wars 2. I know they just added fishing and they have fishing skiffs you can go on.
We haven't played it. We've played it. We haven't played it with fishing.
We haven't played the new one, the new expansion, I should say.
Yes.
Yeah. So we haven't tried the skiff fishing yet. And I hear it's fun. I hear it's good. So we'll see it. We'll get there. Cross that bridge. You know, take the dive. So, but there's some aspects I think when companies take like fun angles with their fishing to really reel you in. So for example, like World of Warcraft during Legion, like there was like, oh, you know, you can level up the weapons that you like, the legendary weapons across Azeroth. And they had this whole fishing chain with a legendary fishing pole. And it was cool because it looked like a bone shaped murloc, and like the head of it was like the anglerfish head on it, and it had a cool bobber. And it was fun. Like you had to like do this special fishing spot and go around the world and catch all these fish and collect all the stuff. Like, but it was like really fun, and it got you cool mounts and like got you the catfish mount and stuff like that. People still do it to today, just so they can go get that special fishing pole and everything like that. So there's stuff you can do like that, where I think that's interesting, but it's only for like that expansion unless you skip it and go back. Like it's not like a thing you can do forever. So I don't know. Like I feel like New Worlds is very like, 'cause it's such a crafting focused game. Like you craft your gear, so you need to craft food, and fishing has and Final Fantasy 14 fishing, I guess, is fishing's for fuel, I guess, like or ripping a fish part.
Really, yeah,
I
the
guess.
fish aren't really used for a whole lot.
No, not really. Like you put them, like you can put them into a painting. So
Right. And I think Susan brought up a good point there. It feels like fishing is just something you put in a game now, even if it doesn't seem necessary. And I kind of agree with that. Like, I do enjoy that games put in fishing, but it is one of those things that not every game necessarily needs. Or if you do put, like, I appreciate that a lot of companies put in fishing because I think it's a really fun pastime and in games. I hate fishing in real life. But for gaming,
Same.
I like don't mind sitting there. It's nice, relaxing. I mean, we have a whole stream every Sunday just where we chat and I do terrible fishing. But I think one of the major issues, like you were asking, is there anything more that we can do with fishing? There's definitely improvements we can make to fishing, right? Like if you wanted to implement a full fishing system, we have all that sort of stuff. Bait, weather, time of day. Final Fantasy incorporates a lot of these things. We can go on to like, what do you do after the fish? How do you transport the fish? How do you get the fish? How do you clean the fish? There's a lot of stuff you could do. You can like gut the fish, clean it, all whatnot. But how much of that is actually relevant to your gameplay? And I think that is
very
the
little.
thing that, right. And I think that's something that companies struggle with is that they want to have a system that is involved and feels good, but that doesn't necessarily take away from their core gameplay. And unless you are a fishing simulator, you're not going to have all those other components, right?
I mean, I know those are components. It's tough.
Right. And like, I think Final Fantasy kind of does, as it plays that line a little bit in that sometimes there's a little bit too much to go into the fishing. And that's for like those really dedicated fishers. But like, it kind of plays that line. It's very, very close. Sometimes it gets a little too far and sometimes it's not too far enough. But,
and we know one.
It generally does good with that.
And we know a dedicated fisher, Sarah, who's been on the show plenty of times. Our friend Sarah, who
Yep.
went through and finished the entire, all the fishing like logs, all of them. So that's crazy to me. That's a lot of work.
That is wild.
So
I like Cass brought up like, what about the gay fish in Final Fantasy? That is literally the only reason why I started fishing. We did buy it. We did not catch it ourselves because gay and lazy. And the Warden of the Seven Hues is like the main centerpiece of our free company house, has been for a couple years now. And like, yeah, honestly, that is the like best part of it. Wait, gazy,
gay and lazy.
Yeah, all right. That sounds more like Gen Z, which is also just gay. So who knows?
Pridefish.
Yeah, Pridefish. Pridefish is the Warden of the Seven Hues in Final Fantasy XIV. It is our love and pride and joy of Maelstrom Radio. Not Maelstrom Radio, of Domini Dumbra. And a fish guard. Fish guard, our official gill raising project to raise money for the gay fish and for our Ishgard housing.
Yeah. Also, Gazy sounds like a rapper, like an LGBTQ plus rapper. He's like, I got 99 problems with being straight, ain't one.
I got 99 problems and they're all caused by straight people. I mean, come on. Am I wrong though?
No.
Cass knows what I'm talking about. So we also went and we did our own like fishing pole. It's about this long.
Yeah.
But after we cast that out on Twitter and we got some interesting comments. So with the poll, Susan asked, do you enjoy fishing in MMOs? And almost just under 75% of people said yes, they do.
Yeah. I was shocked.
So I'm actually surprised that it was not higher than that. I figured that a lot of our viewers
Really?
enjoy fishing in games.
No, I thought
I mean,
I
they
thought it
come
would have
and
been
watch me
lower.
fish.
I thought it would have been lower than that.
But yeah, it was that, and like it was like the people that commented on it mostly didn't like fishing, which was surprising. So Susan said, and she's mentioned this in the chat before, like she would rather do other things in MMOs other than fish. Ocean fishing is fun, but would prefer to do other things. Tibiant Salts commented on saying that he has never fished in any game. His fish is level 13. He couldn't go past that. Which I'm surprised fishing. And fishing in Final Fantasy is very boring at the beginning. I can give it that, but it's easy. You just button.
It is very boring at the very beginning. It truly is.
Yeah.
But ocean
and
fishing, now that you can do that from level 1 or level
Yeah.
level 1 or level 10, I forget. But still, like
I have no idea.
it's a lot of fun just to hop on that boat and be like every 2 hours.
Yeah, you
getting
go,
hella
you fish a
levels.
little bit, you get the shiny lights, then you fish again, and you have the shiny lights. And
Yeah, you get
that's
the fishing gay lights and you keep
Yeah.
going. It's great.
the gay fish.
Yeah. I
Even the frog's gay.
Yeah.
So the last comment that we had was Cass that I enjoyed both WoW. I broke my host. Oh, I broke Peter. Cass enjoyed both WoW and Final Fantasy 14 fishing, but once they truly understood 14 fishing, it became a lot more fun. There is a lot of luck involved. It feels like you have more control over it than just random RNG than most other games where you just cast and reel. And I agree with that. It is a lot more involved process. You can do the very basic luck involved one, and yes, as you get higher level, it becomes a lot simpler. But it does have that depth that you can go deeper if you'd like.
Do we already read Tibians?
Hi, yes, I read all of them.
Oh, okay. I like that is all I can bear. That's my favorite. Like I can see, I imagine Tibian sitting there and then doing this and then this and then this and getting the 13. He's like, I'm out. I'm done. That's it. I have kids.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is, if you have kids, that's typically what you start training them on is, okay,
Yeah.
you go do my trade skilling, you do my crafting, you do my harvesting, boom.
Papa, what you doing? Fishing? You want to learn how to fish? Yes, Papa. All right. You click this button?
And honestly,
You
like
click this button.
the one thing in every single game, whether it's an MMO, whether it's not an MMO, any game that has fishing, the most important quality of life update ever is controller support with vibration.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of the game, if you put in controller support with vibration so that you can press your buttons, cast, it vibrates when there's a bite, and you reel it in after that, it's infinitely better than not having that.
It really is. And honestly, if I had the controller mod for World of Warcraft back in when I played heavily, and I could have set that up to do fishing alone, I would have fished. I mean, I did fish a lot during Pandaria because I wanted the water walking mount. I remember myself and my friend Lindsay, like, we're the only two people in our guild that got it. Like, people were mad at us because we could walk on water and they couldn't. So it's pretty great because our friend Sean would just get mad, and that's his wife.
That's even better.
It is better. I do, like, I often think about, like, I think Susan said earlier, like, oh, remember you can catch the magic bucket in Ishgard. I forget the name of the area, but like one of the first zones you get to in Ishgard, in that expansion. And there's at one of the ice pools you can fish up the magic bucket. And I think that's something that I feel that they could explore more in Final Fantasy. Corothus, thank you, Chili. I think like, oh, like always feel like fishing could be a great like use of exploration, right? Like, oh, go out there and fish. And sometimes like I know WoW did it a lot, like where you can catch like, oh, sometimes you catch like a special thing, or sometimes you get a mount. Like it's putting special stuff out there because it encourages. And I say this often, like put stuff in your world and people will go out there and find it, right? Like if it's special fish, like I know they have the fish logs and stuff, and there's people like Sarah that'll just do the fish log, but sometimes you gotta dangle a piece of bait out there that people something like the magic bucket was like something that was at the time. Now it's easy to get, but I think at the time it was hard to get. Like it really did take like a lot of casts, and once people found out it was a thing, people were out there fishing and they were trying to get that bucket. And it's a cute bucket. So, there's a special
bucket.
minion.
There you
Yeah,
go.
there's a special minion from Decent.
Chili was saying that you can get bikinis from fishing Decent, and I think that's honestly the best idea that they could come up is put glamour or glamour ingredients, like crafting materials related to glamour, from fishing specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Like whether you need fish to get the dye in order to make the cloth or whatever, like whatever you do, put the glamour recipes or items into fishing.
Fish hat.
And immediately the fish market would explode.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like when Endwalker dropped, I was leveling my fisher as the only class that I had up to 90 or at 80 at that point, in between waiting for Peter to log in. So you can imagine my fisher actually out-leveled Peter for a while. And I got it to 90 before anything else.
Yeah.
But the fish that I caught sitting in Old Charlan and just casting basic like level 1 bait or lure or whatever it was doing, and just casting maybe it was the 80 stuff that was in charge. Anyways, very basic like market, not even market board, like general merchant bait, just going and casting, and I was selling those for like 20,000 gil a piece or 100,000 gil a piece. Like it was a lot of money. They're worth like 80 now, so don't try it. But I mean,
80 gil or 80,000?
no, like 80 gil.
Yeah, bummer.
Like they're not worth anything anymore. It's worthless because it's literally you can sit there in the first city that you walk into with no risk of death and just catch fish. Yeah, you just get a whole bunch of fish, and I was selling all this stuff for everything. But you can imagine that if you made fishing components relevant like that, like as part of a much wanted glamour set, as an example, prices for that would again go right back up, but you'd get back into that, and fishing would be again part of the market, as opposed to like 80-90% of your fish are not worth anything right now.
Yeah.
So
I and again, we haven't played the expansion, but I think it's cool that like Guild Wars 2 that said, hey, we're gonna give you fishing skiffs, like the whole boats that you just go out with your friends and fish upon. I think that's neat. I think that's really cool. I wish there was kind of like something like I hope like in the future Final Fantasy like Yoshi P season is like, oh, that's kind of cool. I wish go on.
Well, I mean, we kind of have that, right? And I think this is where Guild Wars might have gotten the idea, but I think Final Fantasy, and maybe it came from elsewhere before as well, but they really captured on the idea of social fishing.
Yeah.
Which is getting you and a bunch of your friends together to fish together at the same time. And they did that with ocean fishing. And like you said, you and Susan and a lot of people find ocean fishing a lot more fun than regular fishing. And I would be willing to bet it's part of that social aspect of you all doing it at the same time, having a somewhat shared goal, even though your rewards are individual.
And
Guild Wars 2
gamified,
did the
right?
same thing.
Like it's very arcadey and gamified, right? Because there's points.
It doesn't even need to have that gamified piece, right? Like if you didn't have all that, but you still had you and your friends getting together every 2 hours to fish together, that would still be a lot more fun than you just logging in and fishing off the side.
I agree. Like, but I know that the skiff is not something that like is scheduled to go out. Like you can just get the skiff and then. But I like that though. I think that's something that Final Fantasy could actually really like. Hey, like what if we took like ocean fishing and took away the aspect of the mini game aspect of it and just gave people like a friend area to like go fish with. And it's just this like go on this like little like, or like you can rent a boat to go, like I'm saying like a day boat,
right? Yeah, you have like a private commandeered fishing expedition, and you just go to like an instanced ocean area
and fish, and you can
maybe with like your own little island with a pond in it or something where like you and your friends just go for like a fishing instance.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like it's 145 minutes, just like, if you go out to like Bozja or something like that, where it's like, all right,
Right.
you get it like an
We
hour or
kind of
two
had
out
that with
there.
Diadem.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Diadem, it was a much larger scale kind of thing, and I don't know if we necessarily want that, but
Mhm.
if you could even go even like on a smaller scale than Diadem, because Diadem was really large, and like even Eureka, Bozja, all of those are very large zones. Like you go a much smaller, even if it was like a 4 or 8 person area
Yeah.
that it's just for fishing.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Like fishing raids. Like I will say that
That was Diadem was gathering rates.
yeah, and that's something I think I remember World of Warcraft doing in Legion was like one of the things is like a fishing boss. Like you could fish up a whole like raid boss. And I think that's cool too. Like I think that's like something unique.
It's like
and
Terraria.
Oh yeah, in Terraria, like like summoning a giant boss out of the water. So I don't know. I think that there could be a lot of fun things they could do. I don't know if necessarily Final Fantasy will put like a fightable monster like that you
I
fish
don't
out
think
of
you
the
could
water.
do it in 14 just because fishers are not adventurers. So even if you had a max level fisher and you are a level 1 adventurer, like you couldn't go somewhere, fish, and have something attack you because you're not an adventurer at that point, right? Or you're
Yeah.
just a fisher. But I think what might be interesting is similar to a lot of other games, and I don't think 14 does this, but spawn objects, right?
Mhm.
Keys that let you access certain special instances or dungeons or items that you can go, consumable items that you can go to an area and it will spawn a boss. Like, could you imagine that you fish up this mystical orb and you bring that somewhere and you put it on an altar and a raid boss appears in the middle, or like
Yes, I want that.
like the
That's what I
big
want.
massive like 30-minute fate kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I want that. Or even like
Could you imagine fishing being part of a fate chain?
yeah. Or like what if you fished up like special bait, right? And then like that
Right.
or like a message in a bottle and that took you like to a special fishing hole and you can only fish like
They
like
did that.
Oh yeah, they did do that.
The fishing maps.
They did the fishing maps. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Which were a cool and a good idea, and I wish they
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah, I wish they need more of that. I know in Warcraft, like you would fish up like the certain fish item that like you combine it and then it portaled you to like a special fishing holes where you could catch like special fish. Like I think that would be pretty neat. Like there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot you can do with it. Like if you took away like the nitty gritty of fishing and like what can we do to make like exploration and parts of it. Like I agree with you. I think like finding pieces of items that you use to summon like world bosses or start a world fate via fishing, that'd be great.
Yeah.
It's there's a lot to go with it. Like Chili said in chat, Final Fantasy 11 had a fish raid boss. He said, "You goddamn sea horror." It was level 85 enemy that you could fish up on a level 12 boat. It would murder everyone.
That sounds like 11.
Actually, that sounds one like a great story. Like you're all level 12.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
let's all go fishing. You're
Someone
like,
accidentally pulls up Cthulhu and you're like, oh.
oh, great. I'm gonna die. This is how it ends. This is perfect.
One thing that I think would be really interesting in 14 is we know we have island sanctuaries coming up, which is kind of like your Animal Crossing-esque relax and retire to your own farm along with your dogs. But we've like in Lost Ark, we have our own area, right? We have our little tiny island basically, and it has research. It has, well, you can decorate it all. You can do all sorts of things. And part of it is as you go and you unlock it is you have an area where you can gather. And you can gather a limited amount of every single skill on your island. So I think that would be something that would be really interesting to add into Final Fantasy with this island sanctuary is the ability to have a pond or something on your sanctuary that you could then fish in. And maybe you could add even more to it where you could add in like you actually have to keep your pond stocked. You have to make sure that certain fish go in there. You have to I don't know, maybe you have to feed them, or maybe if you keep them they'll breed or whatever. Like a very simple Stardew does it. But that would give you a little bit more freedom and flexibility from fishing.
Yeah. There in in Warlords of Draenor are usually described as no longer the worst expansion in WoW history.
Yeah, the second worst expansion.
The second worst expansion in WoW history. It at your garrison you had a fishing hole, and it had like special quests, and you can get special minions from there. And it was like there was some the garrison in like I don't want to get into garrison chat, but like in concept, it had a lot of the stuff that the Stronghold has in Lost Ark, and I think that the possibility of the island sanctuary could have, right? Like that goddamn garrison. Listen, Quentin and I have a friend, my old co-host that I knew that made a hella gold out of hella gold. Paid for 5 years of WoW sub for him and his wife based on those garrisons. So he yeah, I agree with you. Like I think that adding the ability to gather and craft and stuff on that island, I think that's like really like what the goal is. Like how do you make it like ever continue to make it more accessible and like always add to it, like never make it feel like a lull, especially going forward, right? Like we're going to be hitting to new areas and content and stuff like that. Like I'm sure they're thinking about like what they can do with like not only upgrading the game's graphics, but upgrading the game's, what are we going to do with crafting and gathering? And
right,
now's the time to say, hey, we're going to start making some changes to that stuff as well. Especially if you're making the first A Realm Reborn like very solo friendly. Like I'm sure that they're starting to think about like what can we do to make gathering and crafting less painful, bearable for that section of game as well, because it was rough. Like it was. I mean, we knew people were billionaires because that's all they did, because that was their end game. So what are you gonna do? It'd be crazy out there. So I think we could probably like sit here and have a panel of people talk about fishing with us, but that ain't that show. So I will say I think we did it. I think we cast the net and we chummed the water.
That also work. I would say that also works as a music pun.
But cast the net.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Now I wish I had some. That would have been great. Just pop those out and just like
just if I had castanets just lying around.
Yep.
I don't know.
I mean, it would also fit for like the Latin music.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's perfect.
I don't even have raisinets. Real quick, not that it has to do anything to do with this, but we're a raisinets with you. Are you a raisinette fan?
Yes.
I am not. I don't know what
I like raisinets.
I'm not a fan of raisinets.
Chocolate covered most things I like. So I mean,
I like chocolate covered things. I'm
also a fan of raisins.
I'm okay with raisins. I don't know what it is about raisinets. It's like I feel like you're kind of ruining raisins.
Nah.
Wait, Susan's like, wait, raisinette talk? I feel like Susan, are you a raisinette fan? Hold on. Wait, is Chili agreeing with me or you? I don't know. Chili says I agree.
Oh yeah, dark chocolate. Everything is better than regular, but yeah.
I'm asking Susan, who has like old Nana tasting candy, so Chili agrees with me.
So Susan and I are on one team, and Chili and Peter on the other team. So
yeah. Raisinets are the only acceptable way to eat raisins.
Hey, oatmeal raisin cookies.
Wait, and then there's Cass, who lives in chaos. It's like raisinets are the only way acceptable way to eat raisins.
No, you know what the chaotic version of this is? Raisins and chocolate chip cookies. That is chaos.
Yeah, that's mean. That's like, cause you go in like thinking one thing and you're getting something else, and it's hard to know. Now, if I'm getting like a nice,
everyone agrees no.
Now, if
don't do it.
If I'm getting an oatmeal cookie, I don't mind a raisin in an oatmeal cookie.
Oh no, oatmeal raisin are amazing.
Yeah.
Hot crust buns, I could take or leave it. Definitely not my favorite.
I mean, I don't think I've ever had a good hot cross bun. I don't
I've had like okay ones.
Yeah.
Oatmeal raisins, delicious. Cass, you take that back.
Oatmeal raisin is scourge upon cookies. I feel like Susan would say that about Snickerdoodle. So
Snickerdoodle's also pretty good though.
I like a Snickerdoodle. Yeah.
Yeah. We went from fish to cookies.
Yeah. Well,
At least it's not the California raisins.
throw those on some hot cross buns. Well, we did it.
And this show has left me shell shocked.
Oh boy. Well, with that, gaming streams on twitch.tv/Maelstrom Radio Sunday, Monday, and Thursday. Podcast episode 189 is Friday, April 8th, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. BST. When we reach 666 followers, we'll be doing something. We're not just sure what that something is yet. So I would suggest, this is what I would go suggest. You go out there, right? And you chum the waters near Maelstrom Radio, and you attract all your friends, right? Mm-hmm. And we'll come out like sharks. And then we'll ask them to nicely follow us. Nicely. Like in a nice way.
That was atrocious.
Oh boy. You have to be crabby about
yes.
it.
What's in Maelstrom Radio, Chum? Anyways, thank you for watching. Cass will give you a hint when we
depression,
log out,
depression,
but,
and chocolate covered raisins.
The Maelstrom motto is till C swallows all. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, and when we reach 770 followers, there will be a Kigurumi stream, but it won't be in the summer. Sorry, although I'm now living in the Midwest. There's like 87 winters. It snowed this morning,
Oh.
so this is fourth winter. So you know. Till sea swallows all. Keep listening and go fishing.
Maelstrom Radio is brought to you by maelstromradio.com and Blackfire Media. Produced by Flatus, Shintier, and Susan Sprinkle. Join us live Fridays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/maelstromradio. Send email to show@maelstromradio.com, tweet us at maelstrom_radio, or join our Discord at maelstromradio.com/discord. Views and opinions expressed by our hosts and guests do not reflect the views and opinions of any companies discussed on today's show.
All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and raid somebody. Hopefully somebody that's not playing practical jokes on everybody. Let's find out. Ooh, let's see. We have Mighty Zekin again from Team Whisker. We have Professor Hoots is playing Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy Kong's Quest. Hold on a tick. We might. All right. All right. We're gonna go raid Professor Hoots because I love Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy Kong's Quest. That's gonna be a thing. All right. Let's go raid our friend Professor Hoots. He's awesome. All right, thanks everybody for hanging out. We will see you see you Sunday. Quentin will be here.
Another fishing stream.
Yeah, for fishing. Yeah. More fishing.
All right, go check out the sexy monkeys kicking some tail.
There we go. Bye.